Still confusing to see my little girl like that again. 1,000 years. Not I can't. Not the process. Not only that pink floating thing. Sarah. What were you thinking, Mother? What is that?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I recognize that order anywhere.
Huh. Well, I never thought that you would take the form of a hedgehog.
Still getting used to this, but... General Mira. Very long time indeed.
It has been, Azrael. I suppose you knew I was gonna be coming by here.
I had it just, well, lucky for me, there was something else I dealt with first before I crossed over to here.
Mm-hmm.
But
Makes sense.
it has been... I do apologize that I couldn't fulfill my task and take you to the afterlife. Things happened with me and Baccio.
I'm fully aware. And sorry for being a ruckus and causing problems to your daughter. However, she did take me to the afterlife, though with your absence. They couldn't keep me around, so I had to make a deal to come back over to here to give Yina the warning, but it seems though that everything may have already been back to the pace it's supposed to be.
Yes, I am well aware. Do not worry, I'm not here to take you back. Just yet.
Yes. That's the one thing that I fear. I didn't even have enough time.
I still have my duties now that I'm back at full strength, Mira. You can't linger here forever.
I know. Why else did you think I take the route of unfinished business? Though I think it quelled more on my vengeance rather than on those that I've been wanting to reunite with.
I completely understand, Mira. And again about what happened with my daughter, the fault was more mine than yours.
So you admitted you overestimated your daughter when she was that young.
It wasn't that. I didn't expect Baccio to do what he did. But Gabriel had a hand in that.
Why am I not surprised with Gabriel?
Well, in case you need to know, he's finally dead. His son took care of him.
I had a feeling. Because if he wasn't dead, then how come the panic isn't up and at him? And how come I had a hard time tracking your daughter when I was looking for her. Wasn't fully aware that she sacrificed half of her heart for the sake of family.
A noble cause, yes. Risky. But all that has been restored.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I saw her again, I did know her. I did see her full heart, but she was hard to track for a while, but then I'm guessing when she was finally easy to find, her heart has become whole again.
It has, yes. A lot has happened as well, especially with Azara as well. Been telling me some interesting information as well. And I wanted to meet with Azazel to confirm these suspicions, but he was nowhere to be found. He was at a conference.
Are you sure it's a conference? I wouldn't be surprised if the truth had come out that he's just trying to avoid dealing with everything else.
2,000 years and you still harbor a hatred for him.
The only information that I have received in which I believe that he could be redeemed for his actions was what Mitsuhide had told me.
So you found him at last.
Yes, it was recent, but I'm glad that I was able to find him.
I take it he doesn't
Though,
know
at the
yet,
same
does he?
time- Know what?
Let's just say, shared some very interesting information with me about you.
And that would be?
How would your own son feel knowing that there is another that her mother's heart belongs to?
That was not important at the time when I was trying to get Mitsuhide to calm down. But even if my heart belonged to another, why do you think I would let Azrael ever touch it, let alone my body, if he's just going to send his men to throw me out again?
What are you talking about? He said, no, actually, that's what you're wrong. He said not to throw you out. He specifically ordered that.
Sure he did. Sure he did.
He told me himself.
If I find... You sure about that? Because if I find out that any information that my son received turned out to be nothing but lies, I may have my list of revenge to start being expanded.
And I take it you want to start with me, even though I was trying my hardest to keep you sane.
If you tried to keep me sane, I wouldn't be in this brat's body.
No, you actually would be resting in peace in the afterlife. You were never reunited with your son after all this time.
That is true. But regardless, although my heart may have belonged to another, again, that was not important when I ran into Mitsuhide. I wanted to make sure that he understood that it was me that he does see. That his heart was correct when he saw me. And on top of it too, just like me, he wants his father dead.
It's getting more curious by the minute.
What do you mean by that?
Mira, you didn't know that Azrael has never taken another woman since your death.
You said since my death. How many other women has he been with?
None. But let me reword it. He hasn't been with anyone. You were the only woman he's ever loved, and he still does.
Were you just going by hearsay or by the amount of company that he invites to his palace?
I heard it from his very mouth.
How do you know that's even the truth?
Do you remember the chambers the chambers you and him spent that night together? It has not been touched. There's still a picture of you two together.
I'll believe it when I see it.
What you just told me right now has been confirming by my mother's suspicions.
What suspicions?
That you and Azrael were set up.
I believe that I was most likely set up just so that way my family could get rid of me. And then I was tossed away at you. Azrael's own words. He told me to stay around for the evening and that he will deal with me tomorrow. When I didn't know, meaning he was throwing me right at you.
Wasn't just throwing me at you, no. Part of that is true, yes, but the way it was worded, no. He wanted to make sure you were groomed to be our queen.
But you were there, though, when I wanted to at least make time to be able to at least see my son. That was at least my priority. You did everything you could, but yet you're willing to believe Azazel's words.
Taking on this more now. Azazel is my blood brother. I've known him for eons. I'm not saying I don't believe his words, but I'm not saying I believe his word, yes. But I'm also believing yours.
So you do believe that there... So when you did say that this Azara said that there is a conspiracy of us getting set up, at least I didn't have to tell you that there is a liar in our midst. I could be able to feel it when I talked with Mitsuhide.
And by the tone of your voice and the way you're telling me, I'm feeling the exact same thing you are. There is. The question is who, and before we confront them, we need the evidence.
That is true.
And in case you need to know, Azara is my mother-in-law, who is now the rightful ancestor of the Foxes.
I'm fully aware of who Azara was. She was more than suitable to be ancestor.
Yes.
But apparently, when my report of her death being resulted in assassination didn't go through, because Kurama ended up as the ancestor instead of her, or instead of somebody else.
That's right. You were the witness to that, not just me.
I was a witness to it because I did know that Kurama did send someone out, one of his own followers. However, I couldn't catch the bastard because he was too quick. But I made sure to remain by Lady Azara's side until you and Lady Anihara arrived.
Curiouser and curiouser, so many questions. First things first, we need to figure this out and get the evidence we need.
It's been more than 2 millennia. What evidence will we be able to find if it's not turned into dust?
Just because physical evidence is not there doesn't mean those that were there at the time don't know anything.
The only way we could be able to have it happen is when Mitsuhide is ready to confront his father, because I will be there as well to confront him.
Before you do that, let me try my hand at trying to gather the evidence first. Because if I'm suspecting someone right now, and if he is the conspirator, we can draw him out using the 3 of you as bait.
Best at least you let me know on it. With Mitsuhide, he did admit that his trust with you is a little shaken, but as long as he and I are at least together, and you at least give me the information, we could be able to find out what is really going on. But this time, no messengers.
This will come straight from me.
You are to tell me directly. You
I
are to notify me directly.
Well, do not worry, I will. In the meantime, I'm waiting on figuring out what the hell's going on, because apparently I have another child out there somewhere.
another child. Was this before or after I...
If you remember correctly, you were actually... Didn't you said you had another engagement before Azazel?
It was a forced engagement. And at the time I did, but I broke it off because, again, I refused to be a pawn to someone. That.
I didn't.
You know how I am when it comes to my own family.
Yes, and now that you tell me that, I just realized you were the one I was supposed to marry back then.
Yeah, I do remember because I vehemently rejected getting with you. And apparently both sides were so angry, both my family and those trying to arrange it.
Yes,
all
indeed,
I can say is I did kind of laugh a little bit because you actually agreed with me.
I agreed because once I heard about that, because I've already been through enough engagements and crap, I actually left and decided to live amongst the Wolf Kingdom.
It was before they were turned into those werewolves, right?
It was around that. It was before then, yes.
So tell me, how did Yina take in the fact that she may have an older sibling?
As to be expected, she spit out her sake. And also asked me if it was before her mother, and of course I had to confirm yes it was.
Mm-hmm. But still typical Yina.
It's not this step, but there's apparently Yina has another threat.
Wait, another threat?
Someone has been meddling with the powers of time and space.
That is concerning.
There is a younger version of my daughter roaming around here now.
Oh. Well, I'm surprised though that there isn't any problems with this era right now, especially with that in this same time right here, we have Yina, who is practically has the brain of an adult, but still the age of a child. But then we have the literal child.
They haven't crossed paths yet. That's probably why nothing has collapsed yet. We're trying to keep that from happening.
Good.
Even worse, there's a younger version of Rosaria here too. I got to in a different means.
Please tell me at least there's some time guardian to at least help out, or some time wizard or god or magician around here?
It's a little pink, onion-shaped fairy-looking thing. Apparently Azara sent it to you. I have no idea what the hell it is.
All I can say is now I know where Yina gets her questionable decisions from. With Azara, questionable, but in the end they turn out smart.
Questionable indeed, but get back on topic. In my heart of hearts, you and Azazel were set. In my heart of hearts, you and Azazel were set up. I've never once seen a man be in love before. He's never been in love before.
At the time, neither have I. But if there is truly a conspiracy, if what you said is true that we are set up, still, Azazel does have a fault. He could have also been able to push, with him being king.
Actually, now that you mention that, he did. The problem is, you were dead, according to reports. What king would search for a dead body?
So my dead body
is
taken by him.
But again, we need to confirm everything first before we jump to conclusions.
Once there is confirmation, I'll decide on whether or not Azrael is truly at fault or not.
I'm not trying to get you two back together. That is between you two. I just want to at least have closure to the past and also give Mitsuhide the peace he so desires.
I'll state this. You can judge my heart all you want. Everyone else can judge my heart. But that is all it is just a lover's heart. Now the love of a mother to their child, a true mother, never stops thinking about or loving their child, no matter how old they get, no matter what they go through. Right now, Mitsuhide's peace of mind comes first.
I understand.
And just like me, he wants answers. And although I do want answers too, I want to make sure he gets the peace of mind that he deserves.
Be warned, though, Mira. Because he's also, in a way, he is a child. In a way, he is still technically a child to you. And there's one thing a child always wants.
Then all I can say is, if he is unable to understand that I will not be marrying his father, then he still has a lot of growing up to do.
I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to see, not now. You forget we live for millennia, for centuries.
You
I'm
do.
Pretty sure.
Mine's cut short.
I lived for eons, but yes. But in a way, but it's between you, Azrael, and Mitsuhide. To try to give him, I'll state this, try to give him a little hope. Even if it is false.
The only hope right now is just for Mitsuhide to find out what really happened. I'll make sure that at least there is an answer. But then once we're done, you can do whatever you want to my soul. But that will make you responsible for this brat that I'm possessing.
I will figure something out for her. Because I do not know. I know you've been possessing her all this time. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of hate, a lot of anger, and a lot of darkness in her.
There has been quite a lot, but also everything that I viewed. Well, as far as I'm aware of, I'm looking at you right now, but I feel her stir. Like hatred growing as well as shock. But from what I can most likely hear her mumble barely. In another world, you're her father. But she killed him.
Could be a multiverse thing, but no, what the heck would what I've been told by this woman?
It's most likely is a multiverse thing, because at least I'm a witness to state that you only have one daughter.
Yes. I'll state this. If I believe that there could be a little glimmer of light. If not, but we'll see. Then there's a possibility that she may be redeeming. She must have something, an attachment or something.
If there is, It's gonna be hard to find with all this hatred and malice within her. Right now, the only things that keep her grounded is her own older brother, who happens to be the counterpart of Draco. But she also has a lover of her own too.
Well then. Well, I'll dig more into that another time, but right now, I believe we have work to do.
Would be any work if I could be able to actually detect something. The only thing I can do is try to rethink everything.
Be warned, Mira. Your time is running short. The next time we meet,
I know.
It will be when it will be time to take you to where you belong.
I know. But at least if you are a respectful man, at least give me a heads up so that way I can actually make my final goodbyes. I want to make sure I could be able to leave without Mitsuhide going through so much pain right now.
Do not worry. Had it been me before, would have done so without a hesitation, but as a parent, it's only natural to say goodbye to your child one last time.
Mm-hmm. And one other thing too, Azrael. Try not to be too protective of your daughter.
I miss out on a lot of my daughter's life. Just like you missed out on your son's.
I know.
It's in my nature.
I know I did miss a lot, but... I know I did miss a lot, but he's grown up. And so has she. As long as you still treat her like a grown-up, but still act as a parent, she'll have no problem. But keep being protective, and she may try running off. Again. Like she did, how many times? Over 1,000? 2,000?
I lost count, but let me tell you something now. I actually have been letting her live her life. Why do you think I'm not always around on Mobius too much? Had it been my way, she wouldn't be here right now. She'd be back home.
Well, guess it's safe to say you have accepted her, not just as a young woman, but as the angel of life.
Let's get going.
But
in general, it was great to see you again. I have missed you.
It's great seeing you again too, Azrael. And enjoy all the extra fur.
Enjoy telling your son about your lover.
Enjoy telling your daughter about your former lover.
Trust me, I have a lot to explain. But we got work to do. It's time to figure out what really happened all those years ago. Heavens, teleport!